Hey, I have a question for you today. Do you have everything you need? Well, get ready for some good news in 7 minutes or less. Hi, I'm Pastor Jeremy, and this is your Less Than 7 Bible video where it is my goal to give you some encouragement from the Bible in 7 minutes or less. Okay, before we get into today's message, I want to quickly share with you a change that we are making. We started these short devotional videos as live videos on Facebook as a way to stay connected during the COVID-19 crisis. Thanks to your positive feedback and requests to keep them going, we are planning on doing just that. However, I think that YouTube may be a better platform to post these on from now on. So would you do me a huge favor? Hit the subscribe button and click on the bell so you can be notified every time we upload new content. It is my sincere goal to add value to your life. And I believe the number one best way to do that is with the Bible. Okay, so let's get into today's thought. Let's talk about needs and wants. I know the more spoiled we get, the more blurry the line between what we need and what we want is. I'm betting you would agree with me on that. If you've ever made a statement like, I need ice cream, or I need a cigarette, or something like that, then the lines have been blurred for you. Now, I understand that most of the time when we make a comment like that, we know we don't really need the things that we're talking about. But where is the line between what we want and what we need? And how do you define what it is that you need? I guess before we can really answer that question, we have to define what it is we're talking about. For example, I have never needed a parachute. And if I get my way, I will never, ever, ever, ever need a parachute. There are just some things that I don't think should be done. And one of those things is jumping out of a perfectly good airplane, or even crazier, jumping off a perfectly good bridge. Here in Twin Falls, Idaho, we have this incredible bridge that people like to base jump off of. It is insane. It's called the Perrine Bridge. And according to Wikipedia, the Perrine Bridge is a popular base jumping site known all over the world. It may be the only man-made structure in the United States where base jumping is allowed year-round without a permit. I took this footage with my phone a few years ago. Now, I don't plan on ever needing a parachute, but let me tell you something. The moment you step off that bridge, a parachute instantly becomes your most valuable possession. So let me ask you a different question. Do you have everything you need to live a godly life? Have you ever thought about that before? What might you need to live a godly life? Now, most people would probably say, yes, I have all that I need. But when you examine their choices and behaviors, we find that many people choose not to live a godly lifestyle. And I'm talking about people who claim to be followers of Christ. Let's go to the Bible. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3 says this: by his divine power, God has given us everything we need for living a godly life. But what is that? What do we need to live a godly life? Let me help you look at this a little differently. Maybe you're like me and you don't want or need a parachute. However, if I had to jump out of an airplane, if I had to do it, my priorities would quickly change. Many people do not think about what they need to live a godly life because living a godly life is not a high priority to them. But what if, now just hear me out, what if living a godly life was the difference between life and death? You see, I don't ever want to need a parachute, but should that time come, my choices will be between a parachute or a terrifying death. Just like many people don't want to think about choosing to live a godly life and the alternative. But wait a minute, what is the alternative? Well, let's keep reading. By his divine power, God has given us everything we need for living a godly life. We have received all of this by coming to know him, the one who has called us to himself by means of his marvelous glory and excellence. And because of his glory and excellence, he has given us great and precious promises. This is all great news still, right? But let's keep reading. These are the promises that enable you to share his divine nature and escape the world's corruption caused by human desires. You see, living a godly life is in many ways the opposite of living a life that satisfies our human desires. On many occasions, we have to choose between what we want and living a godly lifestyle. Nearly every human desire that we have has to be put to the test of godly living. So here's my encouragement for you today. Answer this question: do I want to live a godly life? Well, if the answer is no, then no worries, you're all set. But if your answer is yes, then you need to consider these words from the Bible that tell us we have all that we need to escape the world's corruption caused by human desire. You can do it. You have all that you need today. I hope this was helpful for you today. If this added value to your life, would you hit the like button? And if you're new to this channel, would you consider subscribing? And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. Lastly, do you know someone who could use an encouraging word? Why not share this with them today? God bless you and have an incredibly wonderful day.